What's up, Pirates? Ray Talks here with Awaken TCG, and today we have a very, very special video for you guys. We're basically going to be going over the EU Nationals that just happened last week. Obviously, you guys know in LA this week we have our Nationals here in the States. Here is one of our top 64 top cut players from the EU Nationals. Luca, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Luca and from Germany, and I got top cut in the EU nets, and yeah, it was a crazy experience, and I think I have some things to share.
All right. Love to hear it. So, yeah, first off, obviously, Saka lists are, you know, simply put, they're kind of all very, very similar. So why don't you briefly go over your list here that I have up on screen and just kind of give us your breakdown of some of your ratios, cards you liked in the deck, cards maybe you might change, or just give me your breakdown.
So I was thinking that I want to be as solid as possible and don't have any real spice in there. Like Kaido is also very common.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a good card in the mirror if you time it right. And also against ANL, it's great. And can you win games? Yellow is also a color I was a bit afraid, obviously Katakuri. So I also put 3 Kusan in there. And I didn't play the 3-cost Tina. I was not sure about it. I wanted some other cards, more like my 4th Borsa, and I wanted my 2 Sabos, and yeah. The rest is obviously the same as every other list, but yeah, that were my thoughts about it.
Yeah, I mean, from the looks of it, it is very solid. To me, it just looks like it is kind of harder going first, but like if we're being realistic, you already have a harder time going first in the mirror. So I mean, sometimes like you can just take the card out and just like bite the bullet. If you lose, you lose. Just win the dice roll. um,
Yeah, I lost a lot of dice rolls in the mirror, so I went a lot of first, but it worked
it,
out.
it worked
I
out. Yeah,
didn't lose
yeah,
a
yeah.
mirror the whole event. Like obviously in Top Cut, but that's another story.
Yep. So enough on your deck list. Let's go over some of your matchups. I'm gonna have it up here on the screen. So I kind of want you to tell me, um, give me the breakdown on your first 12 rounds, and then I want you to give me what you thought was your easiest matchup and what you thought was probably your hardest matchup, and then we can get into top 64.
Okay, so of course I'm prepared for Saka's coming, and I wanted to see a lot of Pop Luffy's and Inels, but it doesn't always happen the way you want it.
Yeah.
So my first game was a Saka mirror. I lost the dice roll, but I could outlast him and won in the end. There was also a little judge decision because I saw him use the Eater ability twice. And I was like, hey, you already used it. But he was very cool, super cool guy from England. And yeah, the judge told then the ruling, and then everything was okay. He got a warning. I think with 2 warnings, you are out of the tournament,
Yeah.
so you should really care and play right.
Yeah. 100%.
And yeah, so then I won it and was like, okay, good start in the tournament. The second game was Purple Luffy. I won the dice roll. I obviously want to go second so I don't get a Magellan.
Yep.
But I was like so hyped and not very concentrated and already got skill checked. He attacked in his 3-Don turn. I took, have 7 cards. He rammed, used law. I lost 2 cards. So they're careful, guys.
Yeah.
So but I won it still. It was not very close because it's a great matchup for me.
Yeah, it's still favorable, right? So
Yeah. And so then the next round, the third round, I played against Saka again. obviously again lost the dice roll and went first, but I won it again.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing special here. Then now the special things come. Fourth round, Sakamura. We have like a website where the pairings are,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw the name, and I knew, hey, my friend played against him in the second round with Inel and got crushed, and yeah, Hervoje, the second place.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh my god, it's the Bielefeld winner, and he's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy good.
Yeah, crazy good.
And then yeah, I played, and we sat down, and all his cards are tournament promos, and it's really good. I won the dice roll, and I went second, and it's sometimes the Sakamuros are that way that you just don't see removal.
Mm-hmm.
Hervoje didn't see removal until around 7th on turn, and I
that's too
was
late.
so far ahead,
Yeah.
and I won. He couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there are sometimes
Mm-hmm.
such matchups, but still, even he won a lot of games when he goes first, and so you have to be really focused that you don't slip up anywhere.
Yeah.
I was really relieved. 4-0, great start. Then the 5th round was also Saka Mirror. I lost the dice roll, went first, and won that again. All players were very correct and very good. Until that, like my first match went 8-4. The second, the Purple Luffy, went 7-5. The Voye went 10-2. So I knew I already had a good tiebreak. The 6th round was Katakuri. I was like, oh shit, Katakuri is the worst matchup to me. I tried my best. I went second. I won the dice roll. And yeah, he had good triggers. I think Thunderbolt for my Borsa, 3 Peros. I Hound placed 2 of them. And then he dropped a Big Mom. And yeah, I didn't have a Sabo to really protect myself, but I had 2 Rebecca's. So I went with all my body's face. He had 0 life. Dropped to Rebecca's, and he had 7 cards in hand. So I had 2 life. I had good amount of counter, but his only out were like 2 double Amaru, and he had it. So double Amaru and 3 12k swings. I couldn't defend it, so I lost. He also got 10-2, so it was a good player. Yeah, again. So I didn't have any really bad players. That is also a good thing for the tiebreaker, and which is important at the end of Swiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So round 7. So I was 5-1. It's really okay. Nothing is lost. 7 round again. Saka Mirror. I went first, and because I lost the dice roll and won again. So yeah, it's not that important if you win or lose the dice roll in the Saka Mirror. You just have to play concentrated and know what always the answer is, the best answer. And obviously you have to draw very, very good.
Yeah, draw very good as well. Yep.
Yeah, then the 8th round. I sat down, saw the opponent, and I knew him from somewhere. I don't know where, but then he showed his leader, and it was Nami. It was the top 8 Nami, and I was like, "Oh man, Nami! I didn't practice at all.
Yeah.
No chance. I practiced against Nami." Then like trying to remember what's good. Yeah, like 9k swings, 7k, like all those brick points. To get live, to get as maximum cards out of hand. Yeah, and I saw a lot of bottom deck, which is important that you fill up the deck from Nami again, like 2 7-cost Borsas, and 2 Hound Places, or 3, I don't know exactly. And yeah, it's also good. You can always look at the trash. Sure, you have to see what cards are gone. And I realized really early in the match that all his death wings are gone. So there's no 6k event which can save him and draw him cards. So I knew it's just those 9k swings. So I made 9k, 13k swings and took all his life. And I won pretty good, confident with like 8 or 9 cards in his deck left. So it's not like
so
very close, but yeah, it was good. So.
Yeah, and that Nami, I was watching the stream and they would show it on the stream and everyone was cheering for the Nami. They'd love to see a deck that's not in the meta perform well, and he kept winning and winning and winning, and it was fun to see from the outside perspective, watching the Nami like just crush every opponent that he was playing, and very interesting to hear that you actually beat him right in round 8. So props to you because he was playing well. He was playing really well. So
he was really well playing. So he had crazy plays I didn't see at usual Namis, but he was top prepared. He knew everything what he has to do.
Yeah.
Because everyone says like, yeah, it's Nami. It's you just play your game, but that's true to a certain amount. But you also have to react to different opponents. It's like Sakazuki with bottom decking, super aggressive, and if he can do it, or big body swings, it depends. You have to make decisions on that, and he was very good. So I was happy, very happy. Was 7-1 now, 2 games left for the first day, and yeah, what came again? Sakamiro in the 9th round. I won the dice roll, so I went second, and it was a pretty confident win. So nothing special. The opponent was good, but I was just had better cards and won it. So 9 rounds. My deck is especially prepared for Inner, and I didn't see anyone. I was like, please give me an Inner. I'm very confident into that. Yeah. So what I'm very afraid of was red, because red is very hard as Sakazuki. Yeah, 10th round, Italian player, and was it Zoro? I was like, oh man. So I knew how to play against him. A buddy of mine went top 32. He played Zoro, and I played some games against him before. So I knew what he told me what is good against Zoro. And I want to go second, but I lost the dice roll and have to go first. And he had like rushed Zoro, rushed Luffy, rushed Zoro, and I hadn't enough counter in hand, so then I couldn't do anything. I just lost. Yeah. So first day was it's really hard. So it's more like 50-50. When it depends. Those players didn't play a lot, or I didn't see a lot of those searchers I played against. So they don't make Dadan into Nami into something else. So they were just like face, and with rush, and that's scary for the Saka. The first day A2 was okay, and in the end you got your tiebreak and ranking, and with A2 I was 37. So I was like, that's really good. That's crazy good. Because I didn't go into tournament and was like, I make top cut easy. And I didn't make top cut at any event before. So then the next day I was like, if I win the next game, I have Hervoye carrying me, with winning everything. And all the others I saw them at the top tables right next to me. They are all very good, so I have a good tiebreaker. So I was like, if I win the next game, I'm in with 9-3. If I lose the 12th round. So 11th round, Zoro. Again. Also, everyone was Italian. So the Italian Zoro Mafia. It's crazy. They're so great with Zoro. I won the dice roll, got second, and yeah, I saw so good cards. So I really beat him up. That was crazy. It was pretty sad about it. Sure, it was like his 9-2 game, and he went 8-3, but I can understand that it was important, and I'm pretty sure I make top cut. Yeah. So 2 sorrows. I think okay, now maybe Inel or something.
Yeah, maybe I get an NL.
Something better than sorrow. Yeah. 12 rounds. I saw it's very intimidating if you saw the first place championship map in front of you. And then I knew, oh God, who is it? And it was Lorenzo, top 3 Italian guy, with sorrow. Again, 3 sorrows in a row. And I'm like, oh man, no. This is a important matchup. And if I look back at it, to me it was not that important because I was safe top cut with my tiebreak. But for him it was very important because I don't know his tiebreaks. So he was 9-2, I was 9-2. I lost the dice roll, went first, and it was super close. Yeah. There was one I'm pretty proud of one move I did because he's such a great player and he won games, and I baited him into giving me a card. The situation was like I had a brand new. I played in the second turn, and his fourth turn, his second turn with Fordon was like Makino on his buggy and face 2 times with Zoro, his leader. And in the round after that, I had 5 Don. I had a Lucci on hand to clear both, and my trash was full. And I attached Rondon on my leader and attacked his leader. He took the life, was alright. And then with brand new, you can also go in Makino, save or in Buggy or nothing and just Lucci. But I was like, maybe I don't have Lucci, he thinks. Maybe I have like a Borza. And so I attacked with brand new into his Buggy. And he had a really long think about it. Yeah. And in the end, he gave me a 2K, a Sanji, and then I played Lucci and cleared both. So I gained a card and then was like, yeah, man, I got you.
Yeah.
But
outplayed
in the end, it's I really outplayed him. But in the end, I had to take the last life. You don't want to take the last life against Zoro because he has so many unblockables.
Yeah, it's checkmate if you're at 0 and they have a Luffy, Diable.
Yeah. And I then tried. I couldn't go for game, so I was like taking all the 2Ks. And if he had like a rush Luffy, I could have countered it out. But even if he had Diablo Jumble but he had like just a Diablo Jumble and Zoro and 14 phase, I couldn't.
Yeah.
So then I was 9-3. He was super relieved that he made top cut, and I was like, oh, it's maybe not, maybe right, but then the standings were like I was like 50, and so I was sure in, and then I was so relieved. Top cut at Sachin, we went 2,560 players.
That's so impressive. That is so impressive.
It was so great.
Okay, quick question. What do you think was probably your easiest matchup in your matchups for your first 12 rounds? Like, was it that one Pluffy you versed, or did you have an easier time just going up against all the Sakazukis? Like, in your opinion, what gave you the least amount of trouble?
So, for sure, the purple Luffy was not a bad player, but it's really unfavored. Was the easiest, but Saka, you cannot be so sure. Yeah, you need your cards. If you don't see them, you get crushed. So, but after playing all those first Sakas, and I won all of these, and yeah, it was. I don't think it's favorable. It's just it's 50-50 and who sees better cards, and maybe in Saka Mirror there's a bit of skill involved.
Mm-hmm.
When to remove something, how to remove something,
Mm-hmm.
maybe make not the optimal play, just to have your combo longer that you didn't play it, and you have the better answer. So you have to think a lot in the Saka Mirrors, and Purple Luffy you don't have to think a lot.
Okay.
So Purple Luffy for sure.
And then your hardest matchup, I'm thinking you're gonna say the Zoros, but I know Katakuri with them 10 the 10 moms are just brutal in Saka as well. So what do you think was your hardest matchup?
So I'm obviously not a fan of Katakuri, also of the playstyle, because depending on triggers, it's like if you don't have them, you just lose. It's not consistent anything, and if you have all, you just win. And I don't like that concept. So Zoro, I think, was from skill ceiling her the hardest. But Katakuri is more scary. If you go first, I'm just almost conceding. Yeah, I don't know how to win it until yet. Like Hiboya said, it is in high level is favored for Saka, but then I'm not that high level. I don't know it. I don't know it really. And Soros were pretty scary and tough. Yeah, and I think Ina would be also in the easier section, but didn't see one in 12 rounds.
In 12 rounds, not seeing one is crazy, honestly. But I will say, Europe has a lot more Sakazukis. I feel like over here, you're probably gonna see a lot more Anels in the top cut than there were in EU. I think you guys had 10 in the top 64.
Yeah, it was like 10 Enel, 11 Zoro, and 28 Sakas, if I remember correctly.
So I'm predicting there's going to be at least around 15 Anels over here into Top Cut. Probably slightly more. But I want to hear about your experience with your top 64, your first Top Cut match. You versed Fabian. He was the winner of the event. So walk me through the first, second match, and anything else you want to say about that?
Yeah, so I met Fabian first time. He's a really cool guy, very calm, and make really good choices when he plays, and very friendly. So it was like two friends are playing. Yeah, even if I don't know him, it was really chill. And it was a lot on the line, so it's not that. He even told me, "Hey, do you wanna split prizes if somebody loses?" And I was like, man, usually for sure, but I think it's just the winner earns it, and you should have it if you win it, and I should have it. I win it because it's a lot. So I think I'm not there for, especially for the money, right? It's a lot of money that's on the line, but I'm a competitive player. I want the best games. I want to have fun. I want to see if I'm better than him, if I do better decisions, that's my intention. So then Top Card was announced. The head judge was there speaking, and it's the speakers were not that great. There's a lot of noise around you. And then he was talking and couldn't barely understand. The head judges are also Scottish. So for a non-native English speaker, it's pretty hard to understand it. With also the speakers are bad. Yeah, he welcomed us, and in the end, he gave a new ruling for Top Cut. And at first we were like, did we hear right? Like completely crazy. That you play with open decklists. So in Top Cut, you can watch the deck of your opponent, and he cannot deny it. You can just watch the whole decklist. And maybe in Saka Mirror it's not that important, but that's not right. You can see, does he have blue Hinas? Does he have a good going first or not? Does he have the top end? Do he play Kaidos? Did he not? Did he have not?
Yeah.
And for Fabian and me, we were like, dude, that's stupid. That's a stupid rule. We just gentleman agreement. We don't look at each other's decks, and we did it that way. And in the match after, Fabian played Purple Luffy, and he watched only that you see how important it is to know what's in the deck. He watched the Purple Luffy deck list because there was uncut sheet on the line, like pretty much money. And yeah, he didn't see a sheep zone or a top knot. That's like, you are so safe with Sakazuki. If he doesn't, you don't have to worry about your Bosolino getting KO'd, rested. He cannot be KO'd or rested.
Yeah, so it's a safe play.
Yeah, it's really safe play. It gives you so much security.
Yeah.
And that was really not a good decision. So the idea behind that was that the players on stream have like open deck lists, because if a buddy of yours looked the things and say, hey, yes, that and that, and he plays with that amount of 2Ks or Hinas or Kaidos, then maybe you have an advantage, but you cannot have a surprise factor. Maybe like there are some cards you play one off just to maybe have an edge on something, on some deck. If you see it, it's great, or if you don't see it, if you don't need it, it's like spice. But you can't be surprised anymore. That's a big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
So that was pretty stupid. And the way it was announced, maybe that we knew in front, like the day before that top card open deck list, and we discussed with the judge, and if we hear it right, and they got some time from the game time, which is important. So it was like 75 or 65 minutes, and then we started playing. And it's Saka Mirror. So the first game against Fabian, he was higher seeded. He could choose where to go, who went first. He chose me.
So that's how Top Coat works. With there's no dice roll. The higher seed chooses.
The higher seed chooses, and the one who loses chooses again. So if I beat him, he can go again second.
Yeah.
So he can go 2 times second, for example. Yeah. So I played pretty okay. It was like a standard Sakazuki match. He had a combo, I had a combo, and so on.
Yeah.
And I was the unfortunate one who had the last combo, the second last combo. So he had the last combo. And so he won that, but it was a really hard grind, like 35 minutes or so. Then shuffling everything, and I choose to go second, and it was 20 minutes left. 2 games if I win. And yeah, I had a very good start. He didn't. He missed a lot of removal. And so I basically, I don't want to say crush, but I just was so far ahead. And yeah, so the last turn, I was about to finish him. We went into overtime. Then the judge came and asked, yeah, what game is it? Yeah, it's a second. Who won the first? Fabian. Yeah, so Fabian won the whole series. And I was like, bro, what? I'm about to go 1-1. Yeah, so while that was happening, I finished him. Fabian couldn't counter out and was 1-1. But because I finished him shortly in overtime, there was no third game, because it's formally it was 1-0 for him.
I see.
And that's like, it feels rough. Yeah, I was very disappointed, because it was obviously a 1-1, but the last game couldn't be played.
So if game 2 is not over by the time overtime starts, then just the winner of game 1 is the winner of the series.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it was so nobody was stalling. Yeah? I told you before that Sakazuki is a hard deck to play.
Yeah.
It's you have to pilot a lot. You have to react to your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
What decisions he make? What is in the trash? What did he play?
Yes.
What do you trash? And so it was intensive, yeah, very intensive, and no slow play involved, just playing. And yeah, so was really disappointed then. But I don't think 60 minutes Sakazuki is enough for Top Cut.
I agree.
This is maybe another discussion. Overall, the problem is that the normal Swiss rounds are 35 minutes plus 5 minutes overtime, and the Top Cut is 60 minutes plus 10 minutes overtime. The overtime is like 3 turns or 10 minutes, which comes first is the ruling. So the idea behind this in the Swiss rounds, you have 5 minutes and just have like fast decisions, but in the Top Cut it's more on the line, so you have longer time for those 3 turns to decide what to do.
Yeah.
But the math didn't. I don't think it's really good there, because you have 35 minutes for one game in Swiss, and you have 60 minutes for potential 3 games in Top Cut. So 35 plus 35 plus 35 would be like the Swiss rounds, and it would be over 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that's for sure too long, yeah, because you don't need to sit down, shuffle, or make everything, prepare everything. You're when your opponent in front, and so you can go down some time. But I think like 1 hour and 15 minutes is like a good time to play. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I
But
agree. I think having only 1 hour for a potential whole 3 matches, it means you're gonna have to get one game down to 20 minutes if you were to finish 3. One thing I saw from watching on Twitch, it was, you know, a majority of these Top Cut matches, obviously besides the finals that were played without a time limit, a lot of them were going to overtime, and then someone was winning by life, someone was winning by deck count, and it happened way too often in Top Cut for me to say that the Top Cut was my favorite part of the event for sure.
Yeah, and I that's really sad, right? So you want the best possible place, and everyone have enough time to make the great games that no mistakes happen. Obviously, in the final, it was like a stupid mistake. It was not conscious playing. It was just playing cards for Herboye, so shouldn't feel bad about it. But yeah, it's I don't see it that it's that great. So to have so low time to make the optimal plays, and have to rush things, and that's not what you want in Top Cut. You have the best players of the event, and you want to give them time to make the right plays. You're not stalling or something, and
yeah. I mean, hopefully they learn from their mistakes, and this year, you know, as we gear up towards Worlds in 2025, maybe some of these newer events that are gonna start coming are you know, more catered towards giving the Top Cut the time it needs. You know, hopefully we see that. But yeah, is there anything else? First of all, congratulations on your amazing run. You took down big names like Hervoye, the top 8 Nami, the top 3 Italian player that also got top 64. You were you were kind of done dirty in Top Cut with the rulings, but it could have went into a crazy game 3, and you never know what could have happened. You definitely would have had an insane run had that not happened. But yeah, congratulations. Is there anything else you want to say about your matchups, or
about matchups?
If not, we can go right into your experience with the whole event.
So for matchups, there was just one guy who was a bit, I don't want to say toxic, but he was not that friendly. Don't know. But all of the others, like, it was great. Everyone was nice and tried to be friendly and make the best games. Don't rule shark. And so for the Sakazuki players, please place first on your character.
Yeah.
First. Because you can get punished for that.
Yes, because if not, I'm going to shark you.
Also with Amaru, first power, not resting.
Yes, exactly. With Amaru as well, it can happen on the yellow too.
Yeah, it's you shouldn't lose a game because of that. That's an avoidable mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the event as such was great. It was good atmosphere, big hall. The people were very friendly. Everyone was like trading with the new cards. And also the other cards, there was some stands where some traders were and had some cool cards to trade. Only really bad thing where there was one food stand, one for 3,000 people. It was sold out in the afternoon of the first day. And yeah, you can't do it. Like, there's so many people. So I was prepared. I had a lot of food, like snacks and so in my bag. So I wasn't dependent on it. But some people were like, yeah, I go in there will be food, and I just pay there. And yeah, it didn't work that way. So I don't know how some people survived that.
Yeah.
It was brutal at the end of the day. And because it also were like at 9:30 we were ending the day, and we started at around 10. So it was really hard, and you were almost fatigued. Yeah, really exhausted.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of players. One thing I will say is definitely take snacks and water, because like you said, you never know if there's going to be one stand or two, but even if there was two, that's still too little, right? So just be prepared for everything. You don't want to be hungry in the middle of a match. You don't want to be thirsty in the middle of a match. You want to play your best and keep your body happy as well, to play your best. It's not just your mental game and your mental fortitude. It's also your physical body, right? You want to make sure you're ready to perform.
Yeah, another tip is enough sleep. You should sleep good. I didn't have enough sleep. My roommate was snoring the first day, and then I had like 3 hours of sleep. It was not that good. And the second day, we changed roommates, and the other one said, yeah, I don't snore. He also snore. So I was also not that very refreshed, but I still performed. It was harder, but I still performed. The good thing about the whole event was I could tell me that I played to an extent that I almost did no mistakes. I did like 2 mistakes, little mistakes, like not big mistakes, that could potentially have cost me the game, but didn't. So, like, I played early Lucci and bottom decked 2 Hinas because I had to, like 3 cost Hinas. I was like, whoa, that's not good, but I had to. And I forgot I could cycle before, so I had 1 Hina left in trash, and that was like a misplay and could have backfired, but it didn't. I attached 1 Don and was too much, and I couldn't play Sabo and Alucci, I think. So I had to play Lucci and Borza. It's not that big of a deal, but it could have been. So, but the rest, I was very happy with my plays. That's like important. You don't want to lose a game or to get out because you made a silly mistake, like count plays or discard twice, get disqualification or something, and you want to play like to your best. I did it, and that's why I can be happy.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you got top 64, and that's really impressive to play this amount of rounds and only make two small mistakes.
Yeah.
And I can relate to you because when I won my regional, I think I made one small misplay the entire day.
Oh.
And for the most part, when I was going over and reviewing and commentating the matches again, I could tell that I was playing well because I couldn't spot any misplays. And usually when you VOD review your matches, you can see your plays and been like, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I can do that better. But no, for my tournament run, it was like, oh, I made one small mistake, didn't cost me the game. And that's how you go on these kind of runs, is like when you're playing well, you're focusing, you're not making dumb, silly misplays. Like when you go to play in locals, you make a misplay. It's like, that's whatever, it's just the local.
Yeah.
Tournament like
that
this,
happens.
you want to be on your A game and make sure that every decision you make is a proper decision, so you don't lose, like you said, by a silly mistake. That's the last thing you want to happen.
Yeah, it's like Hevoye in the final, and it was a silly mistake, I would call it. But they looked at all the cards, and he would have lost anyway. So he was like, okay, I don't lose like that. But
are you talking about when he should have played the
heartbreaking. Hina? He played the Tsuru and not the Hina, and that was like he had two cards and picked the wrong card and played it. It was
small blunder,
Fabian had all the answers. Yeah, so then after Top Cut, I watched some games. Sure, was disappointed, but also very relieved. 3 buddies of mine made it to Top Cut.
Nice.
That was crazy. We didn't expect anyone to do it, or maybe one, but with 4 people, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's
and was one Eno player, 2 Eno players, 1 Zoro and 1 Saka, me. And with one mate, I picked up the pricing and it was like a big bag with packs, like crazy. And then the Top Cut is like in the regionals or treasure cups, you get like for top 64 special card, top 32 special card, top 16 special card. And here you had like one top 64, you get one special card, and it's in a pack, not like sealed with like Marco or the Josu. And then I got this guy here.
Hold on. Let me make you bigger so they can see that.
The top player law.
Top player championship 2023 Trafalgar Law. That is insane.
He's like super crazy.
Yeah, I could see
that. It's the textures are great, and I didn't open any packs. I was like, I have to open this. I earned it, so I need to see it what it is. And it's also, I don't know, in US you get like another map, like a play mat, right, or something else, because we have like the Yamato Ace one, and I think you get something else, right?
That Yamato Ace one, was that your guys' participation mat?
Yeah, every player got it.
Yeah, they didn't give us participation mats. I think there was a couple thousand Luffy Gear 5 mats instead.
Okay.
But you had to purchase it. And then you at the actual venue is where you're gonna go pick it up. It wasn't participation. I think our region was the only region that didn't have participation mats, which I'm kind of bummed. I think it was only Europe, Latin America, and I forgot the other region that had participation mats. They made us buy them, but it's America, right? So
yeah, you also got those buys and with 2-0, and we didn't have that, so I don't know why they changed it so much.
Yeah,
because we have all the same format.
It's different all around.
I'm not sure why they do it, but okay. So that was my experience. The people were great. Also, my guys supporting me from Landsberg and Munich. without them, I didn't would have make it. They were so supportive and asking everyone, "How did you go? Oh, great, you won!" And
Yes.
it was so good, such a good feeling. And also, I was like, "Hey, mate, how did you go? What happened?" And so it's important to share the feelings, right? Because it's
Yes.
such a big event, and
Yeah.
it
100%.
was I would have gone if I knew it was the same as it was. I would have gone even more. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so great.
Yeah. Well, it's making me happy. Like I'm your these feelings that you're portraying are contagious. Like I can feel them. You know, you're getting me excited for this weekend for me because I'm gonna go experience what you just did. So it's definitely putting a smile to my face. I'm glad to hear that you had an amazing time. Not only did you have an amazing time, your performance was amazing. So
Everything clicked.
I appreciate you coming on here and giving us all this information. It's amazing. I've been having a blast listening to you give me not only your matchup spread, your deck list, and your tournament experience and all that. So I really appreciate that. Is there anything else you would like to say before we end this video? Maybe you want to shout
Just
someone
a shout
out.
out to my boys, but I already did, and yeah, I'm very happy. I wish you all you guys the best in that you don't make misplays,
Yeah,
that you
thank you.
play very well, that you prepare yourself, enough sleep, food, maybe some cash to trade cards because so
Definitely.
you can make some good deals. And yeah, but sounds uh, nothing more to say for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Luca. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on here and giving us all your amazing insight on a national tournament that like I said, we're about to experience. So I cannot wait for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and always showing support to our channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below if you're going to be at nationals. You guys should be seeing this video. It is Friday. National starts tomorrow, so let me know. And if you do see me there, go ahead and come up to me, say what's up. I would love to meet every single one of you guys. But without further ado, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.